the next drill that we're going to do, I like to call Follow the Bouncing Ball. It's essentially using George Silver's judgment, distance, judgment, distance, time, and place. So using the concept of measure. If Daniel struck in with a mandrita, and I did my mandrita defense, and then he changed his line while I was still in distance to any other line, and I tried to recover without moving my feet, he's going to be faster with his hand than I'm with my feet. Well, with my feet and hand, right? I'm in distance. So if he strikes with mandrita, and I block, and then he changes his line, and I try to recover, and he changes his line again, now I'm behind on time, and I'm trying to struggle in distance, right? He is the weapon, the lethal weapon. I do not. Worst I can do is punch or kick him in this distance. So what I look at for Follow the Bouncing Ball is, when in doubt, the plate version is when in doubt, get the heck out, right? So Daniel comes in with his first attack, and I'm striking, I'm getting ready to strike, but I'm blocking his mandrita attack. He changes his line, so he went to a reversi, so I'm coming down. It's actually a satani line, so I'm coming down on the satani. But I'm not just coming down, I'm going to get out a bit and come down. Now he changes the line again. I'm going to step back again as I come down. Now he changes his line again. And I'm coming out again. And reset. So the concept that I like to use is as he changes his line, or if you feel no pressure, if he comes in with a mandrita, it was a feint, right? And I come out for it and I don't have contact, and especially if he's got his hand in my face so I can't see, I know he's changing to a different line. I have to find it. And for that I need time, which I need distance. So I'm going to step back, reorient. I now see in this case that he's chosen this line, so I'm going to come down there. Now he could change his line again. And if I get back, I can reorient. And he changes his line again. I can get back, and I have at least a chance to reorient, right? Now don't get me wrong, if I get a hold of it, I can come right back in. Key lock, throw, punch, disarm, right? But the main thing here that I've seen is if I stay in distance and try to just move my hands without my feet, somebody who's good with a dagger will just get a lot of hits in, right? 33 times in 12 seconds is the one that sticks in my mind. So Daniel's going to randomly pick a line, and I'll call it out. You at home, follow along with me. Be prepared to change your steps and your line of defense. Daniel, you're in charge of this drill, so just pick a line. He's picked his reversi, so I'm going to come out with my left increasing step and come out with my frontale. Then he changes to a different line. He's coming with a fendente, so now I'm going to step back with my right foot and come out with a fendente block. He's changing his line again. He's coming into a low satani line, so I'm going to come back again down to that low satani line. He changes his line again, the other low satani line, and then we'll stop it there. So for this drill I like to do max of 4. Fiona very specifically says you can go down, you can do counters, you can do counter, counters, counter. The fourth one he says sometimes happens, but it's dangerous, right? So I do up to 4. Now, if we're doing this randomly in pair drills, after a couple of times, I'd say the attacker gets to choose how many strikes before they exit or before they attempt to key lock and throw, right? But that's approaching free play. For now, we're going to do 4 more iterations of this, and you at home will follow along with me as I call out new defenses and steps. So, I'm going to start close because I'm going to be moving backwards. Daniel, you're in the driver's seat. Pick a first line. Mandrita, pick a second line. Satani, pick a third line. Pendente, pick another line. And pick another line. Mandrita, good. 2 more times, so let's reset. Go. So that's reversi, good. Go. Satani, go. Reversi, go. Satani, reset. And again. Satani. Reversi. I missed that one. I would have got killed. That was a mandrita. Again, good work, Daniel. Reversi. Satani, Mandrita, and Mandrita again. Okay, now Daniel's going to put down his dagger, and I'm going to pick up mine. I'm actually using a hammer as a dagger today, just as to drive home the point, to hammer home the point that all you need to practice at home right now in isolation is the humble hammer. It can be used as a sword, striking. It can be used as a dagger, or even as a bastoncello, a short staff. However, I'm going to use this as a dagger. Daniel will be blocking home. You'll just be able to see the dagger portion, so you're going to be doing, hopefully, the same thing Daniel will be doing. So I'm going to strike, and then I'm going to stop. See, give you a moment to correct if you missed the line, and then move on. So these will be in flurries of 4. So the first one is Mandrita. Then I'm going to come across, reversi. Then I'm going to push underneath for a Satani line. Then I'm going to come across for Mandrita line and reset. So start pretty close to your device because you're going to be stepping back on each defense. So step a little closer. There we go. As good as closer than comfort really, and I'll be starting back a bit because I'll be coming forward. So I'm going to start this time with a different line of attack. Mandrita. I'm going to push and come across reversi. So it'll be both hands, one hand to the wrist, one hand to the elbow, so frontale. Now I'm going to drive underneath, so Satani line. And then I'm going to come across to a Fendente line. Sorry, Mandrita line. There we go. And I'm going to exit and exit. One more with the hammer grip, then I'll switch to Satani. So, just to change things up. Reversi. So one hand on the wrist, one hand on the elbow. And I'm going to dig underneath. So this is essentially a Satani line. Good. And then Mandrito, Satani. Good. Switching over to a frontward grip. As soon as you see me swinging grips, your hands should go high, at least according to the Emma Guelph way of doing things. Our provost says if something's low, we go high. If something's high, we go low, as per, I believe it's in the wrestling section. So whenever we see somebody in Emma Guelph, see somebody switch to this grip, our hands come up into a frontale. So elbows bent, catch a basketball kind of thing, hands it around center of the wrist, nipple level if you will. Good. Now, ready, Daniel? 1. So he's coming down on that angle. 2. That angle. 3. Center line. 4. There we go. And then I sweep, sweep, get it. Again. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Sweep. Getting out. Again. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Exit. Exit. And again. 1. 2. 3. 4. Good. Sweep. 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 And hold. So this drill with steps, even if it's just a small step, right? Saying I need to reorientate, I'm just going to move my left foot, I'm going to move my right foot, I'm going to move my left foot, move my right foot. That gets you into the habit of stepping as you reorientate, coming back to the center. Now, there's another aspect to this, just checking the time on the video and on the call. And this is something we've worked on in Emma Guelph is, yes, we have the traditional Mandrita, Fendente, Reversi, Satani blocks, right? And you can see recruits, new recruits all the time, the wheels are going and they're like, what type of attack is that? It's a, oh yeah, it's a Mandrita. And then they stop for a second. What defense do I have to use for that? I'm exaggerating, right? But, and then they're like, oh, it's something to do with the left hand and the left foot. And then you see them looking at the floor and looking at you and looking at the floor and looking at you and then going, aha! And you're like, yes, good work, right? So my point is, until you get used to just responding very clearly with the right defense, there can be hang-ups. That's something we'll train, so that's something good to train in isolation. Visualizing or having a video like this where you see different attack stimuli and responding to the correct defense. Good. Do that. However, there's something else that we found, and that is Tatani, Tendente, can be effective on all lines, right? So in some self-defense techniques, you'll see them just go to the center. So hands towards the threat together and grab wherever that line is. So we're going to try that. First of all, Daniel's going to have the weapon, and I'm just going to, every time he switches lines, I'm going to step back a bit and change lines. Step back a bit, change lines, reorienting through the center, right? Using only the thumb, right thumb over left hand, V-shaped, not this, not this, not this, not this, this, because you want to have that overlapped so you don't break either thumb, right? And then the trick is to grab with the left hand, do other things with the right hand, right? Now the assumption here with someone fast like Daniel, he's not going to let me grab that hand. In fact, he probably, as soon as he thinks he's got me coming out, he's going to change his line proactively. He's going to deal, basically use a strike that got me to react as a feint or provocation, right, after the fact, which is very deadly. So Daniel's going to pick an attack. I'm going to come out. I'm coming down on that. He picks a different line. I have to recenter, step back a bit, come across, so that's there. He changes his line, come up, change his line again, and come down. And then we reset. 4 more strikes, please. Again. Again. Oh, tricky. Again. 4 more strikes, please. Again. 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 Good. 4 more strikes, please. Again. 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 4 more strikes, please, and then I will strike at the camera. 1, good. 2, good. 3, good. 4, good. And reset. Now, as we went through, I didn't call out my mistakes because there were times where there was an attack coming up and I was trying to come down at it, and that would have missed. So you have to be able to say, am I coming up to that or am I coming down on it? And some of the weird kind of horizontal ones, they're more difficult to, that's just a matter of, can you get your hands on? In a practical sense of not dying, right? If I go like this and I grab and I look at it, I'm like, that wasn't pretty. But hey, I'm not dead. Rule number 1, don't get dead. Then I'd be able to decide what to do after that. Good. Right, Daniel, are you ready? You get to stand close to the camera because I'll be striking in. You at home, you can follow along. So, my first strike is going to be here, 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 here. Reset, reset. Again. Reset. And again. And again. Now I'm going to fish more aggressively on that. Ignore that, that's for my training. Just focus on the different lines, okay? Last one. There we go. Good work, everyone. I'm going to stop this video and move on to the next. Next we'll do, I'll take some questions, then dagger versus sword.